What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a good overview of things that you need to know for this upcoming week that may or may not influence the price of Lucid. I'm also going to go over some technical analysis, give you my price prediction for the end of the week, and I'll also talk on some of the options that I'm going to be doing. So before I get into any of that though, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. It helps push a lot of Lucid content out into the greater YouTube world. So greatly appreciate you doing that. With that, let's get right to it. So starting off with some economic data. In general though, there's only two main days that you really need to watch for, one of which is on Tuesday, the second is on Wednesday. And what I mean by that is on Tuesday, there is building permits and housing starts. I know typically that doesn't affect the price of Lucid, but if those numbers do come in substantially lower, which you can already tell the forecast is anticipating it being lower, then there is going to be a little bit more fear being brought back into the market, saying that hypothetically inflation is hitting those sectors and that we should be panic mode once again. So that might be something that causes a market-wide, a little bit more of a ripple effect. Secondly, on Wednesday, there is retail sales, and I'm sure a lot of you already know I'm a very big advocate of the consumers. Typically up to date, they've all had fairly good data coming out, so showing that they are still out there spending a lot of money, making their money, keeping their jobs, things like that. So that is going to be a very big thing. If it does come in negative, then anticipate once again a little bit more of a ripple effect across the broader economy. But keep in mind, looking at retail sales month over month, previous was 1%. The forecast is 0.1%. So clearly the expectations already are very, very low. So that's something just to factor in. But outside of that though, there is a lot of positive things that might be coming Lucid's way this upcoming week. And that is starting off with 13Fs. So 13Fs are typically a very good indicator and a good catalyst. A lot of retail investors love to jump all over this information despite it being a little bit more delayed, because keep in mind all of these transactions have occurred in Q2, so it is a little bit more delayed, but still good to know, such as for instance 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 did increase their position roughly about 35%, which is a very big deal. And at the end of the day, the PIF most likely is going to be either Monday or Tuesday this week. So that is going to be a very big catalyst if they did maintain their position. I already did do a video on this based on the news that has been coming out. It's obviously a good indication that they maintained their position and did not in fact sell. So at the end though, there is going to be a lot of good things coming out from this, more so for this week, which again could give Lucid a nice little boost up. And in addition to that, there is this coming this Friday. So Monterey Car Week is here. Lucid's been really doing a lot of PR for this because they are going to be unveiling a new variant, and this is where I did do a video on this, and there's been a lot of polls out there about this component, and a lot of people don't necessarily know what it is going to be. Some people think it is going to be the Stealth, just obviously officially unveiled. Some people do think it's going to be the Tri-Motor. There's going to be a lot of different things and kind of mentality out there, but regardless of all of that, historically whenever Lucid's announced a new product, it does give Lucid a nice little bump up in the price, whether it be 2 to 5%. So historically, it is a very good catalyst. So that is coming out on this coming Friday, so the 19th. So that's something you just need to factor in. Hopefully, in my own 2 cents, it is going to be the Tri-Motor, because I am a very big fan of that. Based on all the stats, it meets Lucid's kind of criteria on the highest performance, highest technology, everything like that. So that's my own 2 cents. Keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. So in general, that is most likely what's going to cause a lot of volatility, either positive or negative in Lucid. Like I said, on Tuesday and Wednesday, there's going to be several different chances for fear to be brought up in the broader market. And there's a podcast that was recently done where Morgan Stanley, which yes, I know Morgan Stanley is blah, blah, whatever, but Morgan Stanley right here is warning of a head fake in inflation data. So what they mean by that is, yes, we had fairly good CPI data last week, but you can even see based on this chart, this is on an annual basis, so it won't insinuate and kind of group into obviously last month's report, but still it goes to show that we are on a very bad trend, and that ultimately Morgan Stanley is saying that we should really watch inflation and that most likely we will be trending up. And this was done on a podcast, so beware of the inflation head fake. So at the end of the day, Morgan Stanley has been one of those ones that really likes to spread out a lot of FUD, whether it be accurate or not. So it's one of those things that you just need to factor that in. Keep in mind, there is going to be a lot of chances for inflation fears to be brought back up in the broader market. So like I said, I'm just grouping those together. This is why I'm saying hypothetically it could cause a little bit more volatility. Outside of that though, I'm going to do a little bit more technical analysis, but just want to bring up one cool fact that was posted by Jasmine. So self-driving vehicle in Canada. So that is amazing. So I live in Canada. Unfortunately, I have not seen a Lucid driving on the streets as of yet. That would be absolutely epic, and I'd probably pull up my phone, get in a car crash, whatever it is, obviously to do what you need to do. But still, obviously I'm not a big advocate of that, so make sure you guys drive safe and all that fun jazz. But in general, this is pretty cool. So on the side of the actual vehicle, it does say SD prototype, self-driving, designed in California, built in Arizona. So honestly, that would be absolutely amazing to see this on the road. It looks like in Ontario though, but still, there's also a YouTube on this as well. So again, it is a pretty cool thing to see in my own 2 cents. So I think that's not necessarily a good reason to buy or a catalyst. It's just more of a fun fact. So with all that though, I'm going to jump over and do some technical analysis. So I do have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So as of momentum, you can see number of buyers have really been getting in recently, which is a very good thing. And on stochastic, you do see that we've been very, very much oversold. And right now, based on Friday, we do have a little bit more of a deviation. So black line above the red showing a nice little bullish trend wanting to form. RSI is also at 49. On the actual chart, it is that damn 50-day moving average once again. It's one of those things that just really sucks, because when we take so much effort to get over that 50-day moving average, which in general is a very big accomplishment, it's a nice trend changer as well, then we just get a bad piece of news, or obviously earnings in our recent case, that just gets us below that. So we've been really struggling to get over that over basically the last week or so. So that's something that we will battle with this week. My own 2 cents on how I see things for the end of the week. So in general though, I think that there is going to be a ton of fear. So like I said, there is a lot of good things that could give Lucid a nice little boost up, but I personally feel the broader market might be a little bit more neutral, possibly negative this week. So given the circumstances, I personally do feel that we could be between roughly the $17.50 to $19 range. So that doesn't have that much upside potential, obviously, given that we are at $18.59 after hours on Friday. So that's my own 2 cents on how I see things. And typically when it comes down to my options game, I'm very conservative in that. I ideally like to just collect the premiums. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. So as far as that, I probably would be selling covered calls at $19.50, and most likely on the opposite end, I probably would do roughly about $17 or even $17.50 for selling puts. So that's most likely what I'm going to be doing. Let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below and what you are going to be doing for this week, where you see things going. I could be completely wrong, and typically over the last little bit I've been oddly very accurate, but given the circumstances of where the market's been, we've generally been trending up. Not necessarily Lucid, but the broader market's been trending up. So much so that I think it's time for a little bit more fear to consolidate us. So, and I think there is a lot of opportunity in the coming data for that to happen. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully I am completely wrong and we go to 24 this week. That would be completely amazing and I would be happy as hell. But when it comes down to it though, 1879, that is a very strong pivot point that a lot of people really need to watch for. That coincidentally is exactly at that 50-day moving average. So again, we need to get over that. Hopefully we'll be able to get enough momentum to get over that. And like I said, this in general, this news about them issuing and unveiling a new vehicle, that most likely will be a very big catalyst, will give a nice little boost up on Friday, and especially when it comes down to this on Monday as well about the PIF. Again, it could be Monday or Tuesday, one of those 2 dates, but still a lot of the big players have either so far increased their position. So you can see right now Vanguard 6.53%, BlackRock 73.82%, which is a huge deal. There's also a lot of other big names all increasing their position, and I do anticipate the PIF so far based on everything to maintain the position. So again, just take all of that how you see that. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. This is only for entertainment purposes, and I hope you are entertained by this. And one of these days I'm just going to throw in a video of the Gladiator movie. Are you not entertained by this? So I'm a very big fan of that movie. It's an awesome one. But with all that, hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend. Stay tuned for other Lucid updates by subscribing, hitting that thumbs up, and doing all that fun stuff. But with all that, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.